What's up, y'all? We're back. Praise podcast, Faith Unfiltered. We're out here in Yeshiva University with two basketball legends, Zevi Samit and Max Akheim. We're going to chop it up, talk a little bit about faith, basketball, combining the two, and a little bit about prayer too, and let's get right into it. So, to start off, we got Zevi Samit, Skyline Conference Player of the Year, 2024, 2025, and also a couple honors, right? We got a championship MVP, first team all-conference, and we got Max Akheim over here, team captain, second team all-conference, 1,000 career points in just 60 games, and let's get into it, okay? First question, let's talk about faith on the court. So Zevi, you've consistently worn a kippah on the court. Tell me a little bit more about what that means to you, representing your kippah. Was that ever a second thought to not wear a kippah? I know some people don't, so tell me a little more about that.
Yeah, for sure. It's honestly a cool story. First went to New York City to play pickup I played in the league. One of my high school coaches brought me out there. And I get there, and it was a crazy scene. Like, everybody's smoking, drinking. And I get there, and I'm wearing a yarmulke. Me and my dad, we're walking there. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, we have to take off our yarmulkes right now. And I was literally about to take it off. I said, I'm not playing with the yarmulke. You're like, it's just too scary. And you just see the guy on the mic on the court looks out at the fans. He goes, you see those two guys with the yarmulkes on? I'm sure he's going to ball out. I don't know how he said that, why he said that. Then I went in the game. The first 10 minutes I didn't play because the coach didn't come. And I came in at like 17 points in 20 minutes the second half. And at that point, I was like, I wore a yarmulke. And I was just like, I just started developing a name in like New York City of like Mr. Habibi. Okay. They know the deli man, the guy, because they thought Jewish people like deli. So they just called me Mr. Habibi, deli man. Don't let the yarmulke fool you. Like all these cool things. So it was pretty cool. I stood out tremendously because everybody knew that I was the kid with the yarmulke. So that was cool. But I think for me, it's just, this is what I do. I wear yarmulke off the court. I wear yarmulke because I believe that at all times I want to be aware that Hashem's above me, that he controls everything that I have. So I'll wear it on the court too. Okay, maybe I'm playing sports and it's a little different and it's a lot of activity and like physical and you're moving a lot, but I got clips and it stays on, so I do it.
For sure. It's amazing. And Max, can you share a little bit more about how your Jewish identity plays a role on the court?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially here at Yeshiva University, like everyone knows we're Jewish, obviously, and not even only at Yeshiva University. When I've been played at multiple places before here, whether it's been at a different college or a prep school. Not that I necessarily am out there being like, "Hi, I'm a Jew," but people just know. Yeah. Like, meaning the way I act. When I was at a prep school, we had Sunday mass. It was a Catholic school. I would never go. I would be the only person in my dorm room, and then it would have a Sunday breakfast afterwards, and I would come in like shorts and a t-shirt when everyone was wearing like khakis and a polo. Yeah. So like everyone knows, and it's something that I've always like embraced. It comes with a lot of different things that some other hoopers they might not have to abide by. But for me, I internalized it, and I'm not always someone that's expressing it, I guess, every day, whether it's being incredibly observant, but it's something that I'm proud of and something that I try to incorporate in especially my basketball, and I think it's worked out for me.
For sure.
Can I add something on that for him?
Go for it.
So he might not probably talk about it, but I think like one of the biggest things, bigger than wearing a yarmulke and doing all these things, is how you act on the court, is how your midos are, and how's your character traits. And I think, Max does really good at that. Maybe doesn't wear a yarmulke on the court, and he might not look, I guess with a kid with a yarmulke, but you see him on the court and he's talking, he's having his fun, he's enjoying the game, but like he's not putting down the other players on our team, the other team. Like he's the most positive energy guy, picking all of us up at all times. A lot more positive than me and a lot of the guys on the team. And then like how he treats the other teammates. So like maybe we have different outlooks on how we approach on the court faith, but at the end of the day, like I believe in midos just as well. And at the end of the day, like that's one of the most important things because everybody sees and everybody walks away afterwards. Like, not did he wear a yarmulke or not, but like how did he treat his opponents? How did he treat his teammates? So I think he does a really good job at that.
Thank you. For sure. Yeah. Appreciate you adding that. And it's kind of another point to add is that, representing Yeshiva University is you're representing more than just yourself, right? So obviously acting like that on the court, that's people's perception of the Jewish people. That's, they see people, oh, those are the Jewish kids playing basketball. If you guys act poorly, people will have that view, not just of you, but of the whole, religion, the whole culture. So that's obviously important to do. I want to ask you a little bit more about pre-game, post-game rituals in regards to maybe some prayers you say before the game, after the game, personal reflections. Do you guys do any of that, and how has that impacted your past season and maybe your careers as well?
I mean, Zevi could definitely share more about it, but we didn't start it as a team. We most of the kids on the team now, we came pretty much all together 3 years ago, and we've adopted some of the previous, I guess, things that they did, and we obviously did not because we were trying to obviously elevate the program and stuff. But something that other teams have done, and that I guess it came from Coach Steinmetz, was that before every game, I'm not sure who did in the past, but for us, it's pretty much Zevi every game, maybe some other people here and there, but give a little, usually connects it to the weekly parsha or just a little idea, 20 seconds right before, after Coach gives his pregame speech, right before, and then we all bring it in and we do spirituality before physicality on 3. And it's just like a cool thing we do before every game. And yeah, Zevi obviously could talk a little more about it because he's somebody that's actually preparing, or some sort of preparing something for every game. But yeah, I mean, something that no other team in the country does, and we add a little bit of spirituality before physicality, with no pun intended. I mean,
For sure.
that's what we do.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I just think at the beginning I wasn't sure like what the vibe was because I wasn't always just like Dvar Torah related to basketball. It's just like it's either like I'll play basketball or I'll share like a nice idea, and then it was like I just started like looking through the parsha and looking through all ideas. I'm like a lot of things can relate to basketball. And I was like, like the guys are ready to go out on the court. So after Coach spoke, we just warmed up. Like, who wants to sit there for a minute, 2 minutes and hear like a nice idea? Like, it's cool, but like at the same time, you gotta know time and place. Yeah. It's like I'm out there and I just always try to think of something short, something small of like Torah and basketball, and then I just connect the two. And I said like, let's say this is our, is our game plan for today. Unless we're playing a huge team that are really big, I'll try to make an idea about like it doesn't matter how big they are because in the Torah you look at the smaller people, they overcame this, and now we could do that too. So like I'll try to connect with who we're playing, or maybe it's a team that's really fast or a team that's ranked, on the top, and be like, look at the Torah, look at David
Goliath,
Melech,
baby.
yeah, sir, look at David Melech, and he overcame that. We could too. So I'll like share a lot of those ideas, and then just I guess one other thing is like me and Elliot do Tehillim during halftime. Because one game I was doing was at Manhattanville, and I went on my phone at halftime, and he comes and he goes, "Have you got to get off your phone?" Like I've never seen him like this. He's like, "You got to get off your phone." I'm like, he looked, he saw I was learning. I was like saying to him. So he's like, he texted me afterwards. He's like, "Were you really just saying to him?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I want to do that every game." So every single game since, I've been saying one like paragraph of Tehillim. Everyone always thought that like we were guys always like, "What do you guys talk about?" And they're like, "I'm like, we say Tehillim."
Yeah,
so it's really cool.
That's awesome. All right. Next one. Okay. So as Jewish prominent athletes, right, you guys obviously are representing, the Jewish community. But how is that, how do you think that's affected, the younger athletes, the rest of the Jewish community, just being, obviously you're not famous, but within the Jewish community, you guys are both very well known for being, top basketball athletes. So how do you think you guys have impacted others through that?
It's a great question. The beyond the court stuff that we did this year, I think was a big part of that. But we didn't even do it so much for other people at first. I was just like, I want to show all the guys on the team, like, I love Judaism. You can get a taste of that too. You don't have to do a lot of things. It's basic levels. Everything, like nobody's forced to do anything. Everything is chill. But like, it's going to be sick time. So that was really cool. We have a team Shachris every day after practice. We have team Shabbatons where all the guys just chill and just have good food, a good time, board games. Board games get more heated there than on the court sometimes. A lot of trash talking in the board games, but it's a fun time. And then it was just like we created a podcast this year while you ball be on the court, to do that. And it was just like I just wanted to show the guys on the team that we could have a sick time. And then as I thought about it, and I started to see how much people really watch us and how much people like really like watch YU Max that I never knew about. Yeah. People in Israel, people that are Haredi, Yeshivish, modern, like everybody watches. And I started seeing, I was like, wow, like people are actually listening to our podcast. People are actually watching us. Like we got to keep inspiring. So I think that, but I think like, again, the biggest thing is like what we do on the court, because at the end of the day, that's what people see. The podcast might have a few hundred listeners, or maybe 1,000 or 2,000, but the basketball game has a few thousand after each game. So I think the biggest thing is how we represent ourselves on the court, that we know before. And like, that's the biggest lesson I ingrained into all the players and everybody, including myself, is we get on the court. Number one, we're a Jew. You can't forget that. We have to act like Jews. You don't want to walk out of the court, out of the game, being like, those kids, look at the Jews, like they're terrible. They just trash talk the whole time. They have no respect for the other teammates. We don't step over other players. We pick up the opponent teammates. Like that's what we do. So I think the biggest thing is to show Like a lot of kids when they watch TV and NBA and basketball, they think it's like, oh, it's cool to step over people. It's cool to like bump people. It's cool to the trash talk. And we try to show like, no, it's not.
It's cool to win.
It's cool to win.
It's cool to hang banners.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, to add a little bit to that, like people probably think that like you're probably people only really in the Jewish communities in New Jersey, New York, LA, the biggest ones probably only they're the people that are probably following in Israel, those type of things. But like I was at a tournament about a month ago in Cortland, New York. So all the way up 3 hours from here. I can't tell you for sure, but I'm pretty sure there's not a big Jewish community. If definitely not a school, probably whatever. And it's the first game. This is 8 a.m. in the morning. I was helping out, setting some stuff up, and this kid, 9th grader in high school. So not like he's college really on his horizon. He's in 9th grade. Taps me on the back and he's like, "Oh, like you play for YU, right? Like you're Max." And he's like, "I'm like, yeah. What's up?" He's like I watch every single game. I'm from Syracuse, New York. I wanna play for YU when I get the chance to in college, or hopefully get the chance to in college. And it was just crazy. Like I'm near Syracuse. I'm in Cortland, New York. This kid playing in I forget what the team name was called, but playing on this random team, 8 a.m. in the morning. And then I talked to his dad after. His dad was like, "Yeah, let's stay in touch." Like again, the kid's in 9th grade, so there's a lot of time left to go. But it's just crazy. Like there is reach everywhere. Like Jews that are this kid probably doesn't know very much about Judaism, but all he knows is that he's a Jew and he loves basketball and why he's because of the things that people passed and we're trying to continue. It's known by everyone, like really around the country.
For sure. So I guess expanding on that, what would you guys tell the younger generation, kids of that age and even younger or older, who want whether they're Jewish or they might have other faiths and they have some sort of constraints from the religion growing up, whether it's they can't play on Saturdays because it's Shabbat or something from other religions. Like, what would you tell them they could like hone in on so that they stick with their belief and their religion? Like some kids, like you can't play on Saturday anymore, so I don't want to be Jewish, or there's some reasons that they lose their faith. How would you tell them to stick to your faith and they could still navigate it and still be successful in their college careers, sports careers, or even just life?
Yeah, I mean, I think basketball is like a microcosm for life in a lot of things, but especially this. Like, there's challenges when you're in the workforce with Shabas. I was just in my class yesterday. We were listening to some guy speak, really successful guy who represented NBA players and has done a lot of different things. But yeah, and a lot of questions were like, so how did you navigate Shabas? He's like, I mean, Shabas was a non-negotiable for me, but like, I would do my best. If I had to miss a massive event, which he said he did, he had to miss a couple massive events, like really cool stuff, and he did. But I think same thing here for kids. Like there's ways to do it. Whether it's if you want to go play in this AU tournament, that there's games on Saturday. Well, you could find out maybe you only can play on Friday or Sunday, or depending on your beliefs, you could stay in a hotel and walk to the games. There are tournaments that are just Sunday. There are camps. There's so many ways nowadays to get exposure. You can even just be a regular guy, like posting on your Twitter, Instagram, and sending videos and emails to coaches and get seen. So like, it shouldn't hold you back because of Shabbos. Meaning there's 6 other days in the week that you're able to get in the gym and be seen and work on your craft. So that's kind of what I would say is that there's a path for everyone. Everyone's path is different, and just. It's not only a basketball thing where it's kind of with everything in life, and it'll prepare you for that. Sure.
100%. I'll just add that I remember when I was in high school, Coach Oz, my high school coach, I remember I used to like tell him like he ran New Heights at the time, which is the AAU team. Precious Achille was on that team, who's now on the Knicks. Now he runs a Nike program, and that has like Dylan Harper, all these players. And I always said to him like, what can I do to play on these teams? And he's like, listen, you're not that good yet, but like get better, and then we'll talk. And remember my senior year, I finally got better. And remember he told me like one line that like really stuck with me. He goes, I'm never going to ever let you break your religion for the game of basketball. He said, basketball is not coming with you when you die. It's not coming with you to when you get up there. But I'm going to help you go as far as you can while being an Orthodox religious Jew without breaking your beliefs. And when he said that to me, I was like, if it's coming from a non-Jew, then like, what can I say now? Like, if I make the NBA, am I going to play it? Like, Shabbos, like, no, like, that's never going to exist. That's never going to happen. But I think, like, the biggest thing for me is because I never played on Shabbos is you never know who's going to see you at any gym. I played in hoop groups which were on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, throughout the week. And I was a Jewish kid, so I wore a yarmulke, and like people came over to me afterwards because I played well, and they're like, "Oh, so who are you?" Blah 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 blah. And I was very tempted. I was like, I could play in the top Nike tournaments if I play on Shabas. I could have played in Peach Jam, and I was like, I'd do anything. My dream was to play in these tournaments, and now it's like I'm turning them down. But to really say, like, I played pickup with my friends at a Lifetime, and some guy came over to me afterwards, and he's like, "Oh, like I'm a D3 coach, or like I'm a trainer. Like I want to work you out. I think you have potential. Can I get your number?" So just like the main thing, like I would tell a lot of kids is just keep working every day, and just keep doing your styles. Just do what you could do, control what you could control. You have no idea where it's going to take you. And I'm not telling you that so many people are going to see you. I'm not saying that Division I coaches are going to see you, because that's not for me to tell you. But just understand that the more you just get better and control what you can control, you never know what can happen.
For sure. It's important. So next up, I guess, is for both you guys. You guys are, 1 year left for both you guys next season. So what's on the horizon afterwards, whether it's with basketball, with your faith? How are you planning on continuing to be a role model within the Jewish community after your college career's end?
Yeah, so for me, I want to obviously stay in the game. I'm hoping to go the coaching route and stay in college coaching. Honestly, something that has been really reassuring and I think is really cool is there's something called the JCA, which is like a Jewish Coaches Association. Okay. It's run by, I think, Matt Elkin, who's someone that I've been in touch with, and he's now just got a new job at Columbia. Okay. But it connects. There's so many Jewish coaches across all of college basketball. I saw a post yesterday that there's some guy just got a job as I think the director of ops for Arizona State women. There's just it's everywhere. There's so many coaches, Jewish coaches everywhere. And you wouldn't even expect at high levels. I saw a Jewish coach just got an associate head coach job at a Power 5 school. I don't remember which one, but it's everywhere. And just knowing that there are people like me that are doing that across the country at hundreds and hundreds of colleges at every level, Division 1, 2, 3, NIA, JUCO, like it's just everywhere. There's a path to do it. And you see guys like Coach Pearl at Auburn, who's just spreading his faith. And I actually saw today on Twitter, our coach, Coach Steinmetz, tweeted that like it's easy for him to be an Israel advocate on social media because he has his own law firm and he coaches at Yeshiva University. Super easy for him. Someone like Coach Pearl, it probably costs him in recruiting, probably costs him in other things, maybe in some boosters and some funding. But at the end of the day, it's what he believes in and what he stands up for. So that's something that I really took to heart. Like, you can stand up for what you believe in, and you can still make a Final Four. You can be successful. So
sure. Wasn't 3 out of 4 coaches in the Final Four?
Jewish? Yeah, that's true. Also, yeah.
Gators coach also, right?
Yeah, Todd Golden and John Shire from Duke. I mean, it's and then again, I should have found out the number, but there's so many across the country at all different levels. Head coaches, assistant coaches, lowest levels. It's everywhere.
100%.
Sure.
I think for me, I don't know. I love what I'm doing now. I want to just keep learning and playing basketball as much as I can. I hope to play pro. So if I go play in Israel, that'll be awesome. So I'm looking to do that. At the same time, I want to learn. I want to try to raise a family. And I just want to inspire. So if Hashem comes to me and says, listen, you have these talents, continue to use the platform to inspire, I'm going to try to use that to inspire. If he says, you know what, I'm going to change your path a little bit and you do this, I'm going to try to use whatever talents I have then to inspire. So I think for me, it's just pretty simple. I want to learn, play basketball. Basketball helps me learn and do everything in Judaism. It teaches me the grind, the work ethic, the discipline, and just like I love it. And it's a good, healthy outlet for me. At the same time, I just want to use whatever I have at each given moment to inspire as many people as I can.
For sure. And going back to this past season, obviously you guys won the championship. Want to go through maybe one moment specifically where you had a tough situation in a game. You faced adversity, and your faith helped you kind of pull through that moment.
Yeah, I mean, adversity was everything this year. I mean, we played a national schedule. We played 3 out of the 4 Final Four, ended up being the Final Four teams in Division III. We played 5 or 6 ranked teams. But there was, in particular, a stretch where we went to Trinity. We lost. We got blasted by 30-plus. Team that ended up winning the national championship. We then came home, and then we lost another game. I forget exactly, by probably a Wesleyan by 20, 30. And then we came back home-ish, and we played at NYU, the runner-up national champion and we got lost by 30, 40. And we got in the locker room after, and I was pretty down. I mean, we had a couple conversations with Zevi and coach, like before that around the game. But like something that I try to express to everyone on the team, being as a captain and someone that I hope people respect what I have to say on our team, was that like, I mean, I don't know exactly where I guess you could say it comes from, but I just believe everything will work out and everything's part of our process. Something that I would say all year, is that like everyone has adversity. Like you don't know what's going on in the other person's locker room. You only know what's going on in your locker room, but everyone has it. Everyone has injuries, has this, has that. So something I tried to just kind of convey to everyone on the team was just like, this is part of our process. I can't tell you why, just like I can't tell you why. But like, as long as we stay consistent, we come to play every single day. We stay the course. Like me and Zevi believe before the season, I still believe at that time. You could ask Coach Diamonds. We called after that game, after other blowout games, and we're like, we're still in the championship. But as long as we come every day with the right mentality and the right approach, because we had to get better, which we did. And yeah, we ended up winning. So it was awesome.
100%. I think there's a few things to this. First of all, I remember, our chat name was cut nets, get rings.
Get rings, cut nets.
Get rings, cut nets.
I made that in August last year.
Summer. No, and Max got up after that game and he's like, I believe we can win. And I actually said in the locker room, I think it was 2 days ago, or maybe even yesterday, Max wasn't in the locker room. I turned to a couple of guys. I'm like, I think that Max has more emunah and bitachon in Hashem than all of us combined. And he doesn't know that, and I'll tell you exactly why I said that. Max has been, bouncing off a bunch of injuries right now, and it stinks to not be able to play like you usually do. Like, I've been hurt also. It's the worst feeling in the world. But this kid is never negative. If he is, he doesn't show it. It's like I'm in the locker room, and I'm like, Max, like, how you doing? And he's just like, listen, it's a tough situation. Like, there's nothing I can really do. But he's like, I'll be fine. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'll be fine. And, like, throughout the games, like, when we lost by 40, by 30, by 20 against the top teams, I'm just like, if we can't beat those teams, like, maybe we could win our conference, but we're going to get blown out in the first round. Like, we have no hope. And he's like, why are you thinking like that? It's one game at a time, and it's all about we got to do what we could control. And he was just always positive, and I just remember throughout the season, I had a big slump in the beginning of the year. Like, I think it was like 7 games straight where I averaged 9 points. Totally.
Yeah, I think the NYU game was the last one.
Yeah.
NYU game, yeah. I think you didn't shoot that much. You probably had
3 points.
Yeah. 1
free throw and 1 layup. And I got down on myself. I'm like, I grinded the whole summer. I put so much work in. I'm like, I just can't shoot the ball anymore. I can't score. And Max he's like, why are you doubting yourself? Like, I've always believed in you. Like, we believe that you are the best player and you're going to keep getting better and you're going to help us win. And in my mind, I was like, I don't know. I was like very hesitant. I was like, I just kept doubting myself. He's just like, why? Like, we're not doubting you. And like in my mind, when I heard that, I was like, if they're not doubting me after 7 games of averaging 9 points, like I gotta keep my head up. And just throughout the games, if I wasn't making shots.
And then the average, what would you average the rest of the year? Probably 28?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
But coming into like halftime, if I didn't play well first half, like Max was like, yo, like you're gonna hit 5 threes this game or 5 threes this half. And a lot of times, like that's what happened. Like I shot really poorly in the beginning. And like I was on pace to making 60 threes the whole season. And the last couple I was making 95.
Yeah.
And then Baruch Hashem, I finished off the year with like 103, 199, something like that. But it's just like when you have positive teammates and, like that's the thing is like, if I'm hurt, I'm trying to dive in. I'm trying my best to like be positive and say like, Hashem, like I'm accepting this from you. But the fact that like, he doesn't even have like a havamina, which is like a thought to even think about being negative is like, it's just insane. Like, a whole situation with everything. It's just, he's always positive. So that's that. I think in terms of faith with us on the court was the biggest moment was the championship game. I know I spoke about it a lot in a lot of places I spoke. I think it's just really powerful, and that's like why I want to share it. Championship game, like I'm dominating the whole playoff style. I'm like, we got to win. Like we've been doing all this beyond the court stuff for you. Like, can you help us win? I said, like, listen, I told all the guys, I'm like, we're not going to win by just doing this. Like I said, I can't promise you we're going to win, but I said, we're going to boost our chances because how Judaism works is the more you do for Hashem, we hope that the more he'll want to do for us. So like I was like, we'll boost our chances. I don't say we're for sure. And whatever, first game we won, I was like, okay, that was supposed to happen. Second game, we played a team that we lost to twice that year. One on a buzzer beater that made SportsCenter top 2. And the second one, we were up by 8 with 2 minutes left, and they came back and beat us. we were up by 8 with like 2 minutes left. And again, like they almost caught up. You know, they missed 2 shots at the end to tie the game. And like that was very, very nerve wracking. But again, we won. I was like, thank you, Hashem. Like this was part of the plan. Like we needed to win. I remember championship game, Ari Shklar is sitting in the locker room and he goes, he's like, I'll do unforgettable things for if we win the championships. I'm like, what does that even mean? He's like, unforgettable things. Like, I'll do everything Judaism related if we win. I was ready to stand there and promise because he said, he's like, if someone could promise me right now that we're going to win championships, I'll keep Shabas for the rest of my life. And I was like ready to sit there and be like, I could promise you because I know we're going to have to win. And then I was like, I'm not God. I can't do that. Who am I to promise a kid like that?
Yeah.
So we get into the game and we go down 14 with Max gets hurt in the first half. He like felt like his ribs popped out. Probably did. And then for me, I had 2 fouls. We were down 3 when I went out with like 3 minutes left. They went on like 11-0 run. We went down 14 going to the half. We played this team last year. We went down 14 by half. Mm-hmm. We ended up losing by 20. We came back within 6, but they were just too good. Like maybe this year they didn't have as much talent, but they had a good coach, a good program, and they never lost at home, really. And when they were up by that much, the semifinal game, they were up by 6 at half, and they won by 35. And now they're going up 14 at half, and we're supposed to think like we're just going to come back and just win. Like I came into the locker room, I put my head down. I'm like, this is a disaster. We're about to lose by 30, the biggest Boston YU history. Like it's going to be terrible. And I picked my head up right away. I'm like, we have something that they don't have. I can daven, and we have Hashem, and we've been doing amazing things. Like I can't control what's going to exactly what happen, but I believe Hashem. Like you're the only person that could help us win. And we go on the court. I see like my cousin, my uncle. They flew in from LA. And they're like, are you, like this is the game we came to? Like I'm like upset. And I pick my head up. I'm positive. Everyone's like, you know, we'll keep with it. Go in. 14 minutes left. We're down 16 points. And I'm like, there is just no chance. And then like I make one shot, and I'm like, that was supposed to happen. But for some reason, I was totally calm, wasn't nervous, and like even down 16, I was like, we're gonna win. Like there has to be a way we're gonna win. And I started making like shot after shot, and it was like, I guess shots that Jews usually don't take or make, but like, I mean, Max can contest it. Like I worked on all these shots.
Yeah.
I believe Hashem made it go in at the right time. Like the percentage that I shot the second half was tremendous, but I definitely worked on these shots, and just I made shot after shot. And like why would I take a 1-foot floater from 3? I just thought I would maybe get fouled, and like that went in, and then it was just like step back, and that went in, and it was just like everything went right for us at the end of the game,
and we got stops in the
we got stops, and everything went wrong for them in the last few minutes. But like every shot I made, and we came closer and closer. I'm like, that was part of the plan. I didn't get a charge all year, probably 2 in the last 3 years. Yeah. And I got a charge call at the end of the game that I really got to the spot. So like,
crucial spot.
Just to really see that, like the whole time I was just dominating to Hashem, and like we were down the whole time, and I was never nervous because it was like we need to win, because if we win, we're gonna have such a big platform that the whole Jewish people get to see, that we'll now use that to inspire. And I said, like, if we win, all the guys are gonna come back next year and want to do Shachars again. They want to do Shabbatones again, because it's just such a good time, good vibe. But like you lose, and now what are they gonna say to me? Like, it doesn't work. So like, at least, again, maybe some believe, maybe they don't believe in it so much. Like whatever, they can believe whenever they want, but to understand that there's definitely power to it, and that it made us together a lot more. I think this year made us like a stronger unit. The amount of times that we hung out, we did trips together, we did everything together. But to just really see that like their best player with 2 minutes, with 15 seconds left, hasn't missed a free throw all game. Ball rolls in and out 3 times and then misses. Like, how does that make sense? And when I went to the free throw line, when he was about to shoot, like I went to Hashem, I'm like, he has to miss one in order for us to win. And like he missed it. I was like, that was perfectly how it's supposed to happen. So I think like through faith for me was like throughout the whole game was just like, I believe in you, Hashem, and this is the only thing that makes sense. Every shot I made, I was like, that was supposed to happen so we can win. And then like at the end of the day, like the amount of people that heard about us because of the one shot that I made at the end of the game went crazy. And now the amount of people that get to see what we do off the court and see beyond the court is like, I believe Hashem made that shot go in so that everyone could be inspired by all of the stuff that we do.
For sure. I think it all kind of spreads, and it's all part of a reason. So another thing that I want to ask is, if you guys have a favorite biblical quote or some sort of religious quote that connects to you that you could put on your jersey, what would it be? Something that inspires you and might inspire others.
Tough question.
Doesn't have to be necessarily a direct quote, just something that you think of.
You got something, Zev?
Got something.
I think that biblical
Yeah,
quote.
I'll go first. I'll go first.
Yeah,
I'll
you
go
go first. You go first. Give me a second.
I got a couple shirts on the back over there if you want to check them out.
I got something first. I don't know. One of my favorite is Ivdu es Hashem b'simcha, that you serve Hashem through simcha. And I saw a very powerful idea beyond that, and that's why I really connect to it. Is Rebbe of Kazmir from Poland. He said, look at the word S. In Hebrew, you don't S, that word aleph and tuf is nothing. There's no translation for it. So just say Ivdu Hashem b'simcha, serve Hashem with simcha. What is S doing there? And he said that aleph is the first letter of the alphabet and tuf is the last letter of the alphabet. To serve Hashem, aleph through tuf, through the easiest moments and through the hardest moments, through the best moments and the worst moments, serve Hashem through simcha. And when I heard that, I was like, that's a very powerful idea, and that's what I try to live my life by, because we all go through great moments, we all go through terrible moments. The way to continue on in life is by being happy and to just continue to serve Hashem, knowing I'm doing this, happiness. You give me a bad thing, I'm trying my best to accept it, and that happiness. You do good for us, I'm going to accept that you did it for us, b'simcha, and try to just live my life by b'simcha. So,
For sure.
Go on.
You want a quote over here?
I actually, I wouldn't know if it's my favorite quote, but a little praise plug. I know they got a shirt that says, "Love your neighbor like yourself.
No,
Love thy neighbor like yourself."
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
in Hebrew, obviously. But that's something that, it's connected to, everyone. With everything, whether it's basketball, whether it's religion, whether it's other work, you're going to be with people, and you're going to have to connect to them, and you're going to have to be nice to them and be respectful. And so although I don't know if it's my favorite, but I think it's something that's cool, and it's something that's very relatable to everyone. That end of the day, everything in life is stuff are better with other people, and you're gonna have to work with people. So I think it's a pretty important quote, and I think it's cool.
For sure. So, what we're trying to do here, you guys might know a little bit, is we're doing a clothing brand called Praise, basically spreading, the importance of prayer, belief in God. We're doing different biblical quotes on the back, stuff from Tanakh in English so everybody can read it. Check this out. This one's trust in the Lord with all your heart. And we're doing different biblical quotes, trying to make it, fashionable and cool to believe in God and, be open about your faith. Obviously, we're Jewish, so that's part of us, but for all religions, it should be an open conversation, something that's cool to do. And, maybe we could do something for next season where, we can make custom shirts, and either you could have one quote that the whole team likes and you could rep before the game, something that inspires the whole team. You could do another time where everybody does their own quote, custom shirt, Zevi's favorite quote, Max's favorite quote. That's cool. And, during the pregame, you could rep that and just make it something cool. Obviously, everyone knows you guys are Jewish, and being YU already, inspires people. But just, in everyday life, something that you could wear throughout your day that people are like, oh, that's cool that, he believes in God. Maybe, life isn't just about food and girls and sports, but maybe God is something you could actually wear and be proud of. So that's what we're trying to do. Appreciate you guys coming out, inspiring, sharing your stories, and, continuing to lead the Jewish people and just be an inspiration to everyone. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. This is awesome.
And I got some merch for you guys.
Let's go.
Appreciate it.